Chronicles, Gospels, prophets, sages, Leviticus, laws to pause, find phrases, turning them corners, your spiritual mazes. Genesis to Revelation, so divine. Flip them scripts, endless grace you'll find. Songs singing sweet, unbroken lines, hitting that rhythm, wordplay refined. Anybody in here blessed? Anybody in here blessed? Bible in 1 year, we don't rest. Anybody in here blessed? Wake up early, the dawn's light shimmers. Spiritual breakfast, soul food dinners. Isaiah's vision, Ezekiel's figures. Walk through the fire, no one limbers. Kings and judges, prophets profound, plowing the word, no mythical ground. Verse after verse, wisdom's bound. Heavenly soundtrack, soul serving sound. Anybody in here blessed? Anybody in here blessed? Bible in 1 year, we don't rest. Anybody in here blessed? No shortcuts, all divine routes. Listen to the whispers, no room for doubt. Parables drop stronger than gold faucets. Souls hydrated from divine prophets. Study the book, change perspectives. Carefully crafted, not too subjective. A year to reflect, learning perfect. Patterns of grace that time can't deflect. Old Testament drops deep and so real. Kings and warriors, covenant seals. Split that Red Sea, divine reveal. Commandments written, not made of steel. Bethlehem birth to cross on the hill. Unfolding the Navic blessings, pastor with skill. Scripture flip, every verse fulfilled.
Through the word, every verse, every chapter, nothing unheard. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed. Yo, online sermons, holy vibes delivered, spreading light, got the sinners reconsidered. Psalm to psalm, man's like a holy DJ, flipping through scripture, repping the Yahweh. Your emotes in the chat, praising the message, flat cap on point, teaching eternal lessons. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed. Digital pulpit, preaching like a pro. Followers grow as the faith overflow. Keyboard clicks, holy words they stick, raining blessings down with a slick rhyme trick. Virtual congregation, united in devotion. 1 year strong, a spiritual promotion. He's a life coach with divine instructions. Streaming holiness, no room for interruption. Flat cap changed the game, new pastoral fame. Virtual shepherd, he's embracing the mainframe. In the comments, affirmatives and amens. With each Goliath tackled, faith extends. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. Yo, online sermons, holy vibes delivered, spreading light, got the sinners reconsidered. Psalm to psalm, man's like a holy DJ, flipping through scripture, repping the Yahweh. Your emotes in the chat, praising the message, flat cap on point, teaching eternal lessons. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. Digital pulpit, preaching like a pro. Followers grow as the faith overflow. Keyboard clicks, holy words they stick, raining blessings down with a slick rhyme trick. Virtual congregation, united in devotion. 1 year strong, a spiritual promotion. He's a life coach with divine instructions. Streaming holiness, no room for interruption. Flat cap changed the game, new pastoral fame. Virtual shepherd, he's embracing the mainframe. In the comments, affirmatives and amens. With each Goliath tackled, faith extends. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. 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 Digital pulpit, preaching like a pro. Follower.
Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Demaro. Welcome in. Hi, hi. Good to have you here. Just gonna have to take the lid off my tea. I was in a little bit of a hurry, and it's a little bit too warm, so I'm gonna leave the lid off for a moment and let it breathe and cool off. So glad to have you in here. Glad to have you, Mad Mama's Farm. Good morning, friend. Good to see you. Turned on my little foot heater there. I don't know what you have as far as daily. I'm gonna take my earbud out. I don't need to keep listening to myself. Okay. I don't know what you have as far as like sleep patterns and sleep habits and those. I try to go to bed at the same time, and I try to have my alarm set for the same time. But days like yesterday, I wake up hours before my alarm goes off, and I'm wide awake, and like I'm not gonna get back to sleep. And then I'm like, I can't just keep laying here. And then days like today, I sleep all the way through to my alarm, and I hit the snooze, or I turn the first alarm off, and then I wait for the second alarm because I have two, because I used to sleep through alarms really bad. And then I hit the snooze, and I'm like, oh, I just want to lay here, and hit the snooze. Oh, I just want to lay here. It wasn't that I was sleepy. It's just like, I just want to lay here. It's like, why is one day I'm up at 4 a.m., and the next one I can't get out of bed at 7? You, Mad Mamas, I slept through my alarm. Oh, no. When you have to be somewhere, that's not good. Donut Christian Papstio Lucis, welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. I don't know if you can see it up here. It looks like there are 16 tickets sold so far for Reach Conference. That's pretty cool. Tickets have been on sale since Friday. I don't believe anyone. I think I was the first one of the first people advertising ReachCon. So in 3 days, or I should say 2 days, we've got 16 tickets sold, and there's a max of 500. So there's plenty of room, but it's early in the time to be able to get your tickets. So I'll play the promo video here in a second. Here, do I have it on the screen? I do not have it on the screen. Bummer. Oh, you know what? I can do this.
Attention streamers,
there we go.
Content creators, gamers, and cosplayers. Last year, ReachConf was an absolute blast. An in-real-life celebration where creators connected, impactful speakers inspired, gaming tourneys, on-stage shenanigans, and fantastic
your
music
hubby said you can
kept
go.
the
That's
energy
awesome.
high. It was more than an event. It was a community coming together. Get ready for ReachConf 2025, happening November 6 to 8. All the best parts of gaming and creative culture will be there, live and in person. Last year, we hit capacity, and even with increased numbers this year, tickets are sure to sell fast. Don't miss your chance to be part of the ultimate IRL experience. Grab your tickets now and join the movement.
All right, so there's the info on that. I'm wearing my DC4C swag today. Yesterday, I wore my ReachCon swag. Today, it's DC4C. I'm trying to find out from the DC4C crew if they are planning on going to ReachCon or if they're planning on to go to NCMS. I'm planning on going to both. So if you can't make Orlando, then I think NCMS is October. I can't remember if it's before or after. It's either October or it's November. Then San Francisco is the other option. Nerd Culture Ministry Summit is another. It's Nerd Culture Ministry Summit. So it's not exactly the same. ReachCon is primarily focused on digital ministry and gaming, and Nerd Culture Ministry Summit expands a bit more into other areas that are not digital. So board gaming, comics, things in that regard, but all things nerdy and doing ministry in nerd spaces. So quite a few Twitch streamers are connected with Nerd Culture Ministry Summit. Lux Bible Church is, is it Lux? No, Lux Digital Church. I'm like, that doesn't sound right. Lux Digital Church and Love Thy Nerd are part of the whole Nerd Culture Ministry Summit. Mel, welcome in. So I did go to both of those. last year and Nerd Culture the year before. So I'll be at both of those. So you can find me in Orlando or San Francisco come the end of the year. That's where I'll be. Until then, who knows? Who knows where I might be? So, yeah, if you use the code, let me see. Let me just put it in here. What is it? Oh, it's Reach. That should be it. If you use the code FLATCAP, you get $10 off general admission price. Currently, price is $75. That is the early price. Discount for buying early. So, okay, just Reach. Hey, not everyone can do both. Oh, sorry, you were trying to type the code ReachCon. Yeah, I just did it as Reach because I figured I wouldn't remember if it was con or conference. Also, shorter to type. I'm a fan of shorter commands. You know what I probably could do? I could probably put alternate in there that would work as well. So, and there's my logo for Reach Conference, and there's my logo for Nerd Culture Ministry Summit. So, anyway, let's get into some Bible. Oh, okay. Also, one of the things that is going on, and I know some of you are regulars here, so I do value your input here. So let me get this going while I'm talking. I could do two things at once, I found out sometimes. Not always, but sometimes. So for Reach Conference, they're trying to focus on leveling up different areas. So leveling up yourself in the financial realm. Leveling up, they're using, gamer language. Level up your health points, your hit points. So they're working to do physical fitness activities, and they're launching a 90-day fitness plan. Does it have it over here? Let me just look a minute. Is it over here on ReachCon? Anyway, 90-day. Oh, I can show you what the 8 stats are. I can show you the 8 stats. That'll be helpful. Okay. Your experience level represents your experience and growth. Your MP, inner spiritual and belief system in Jesus. So not magic points, but, playing off of that. Your health, energy, natural resilience, your mind level, your alliance level, your lore level, your crafted gear, and your gold. Okay, so in the health points, health, energy, resilience, they're working on doing a 90-day fitness activity, morning workout, which will be at 8 o'clock EST or 10 o'clock EST. Actually, 7 o'clock PST, but that's 10 o'clock EST. So I can either stream late and work out first and then come streaming late, which today would mean I'm not going to stream because by the time I get done with working out and then going to stream, I got meetings. So, Wednesdays would be gone. Or I could only stream until 10 and then, boom, jump in and do workouts. So then as I was playing through what I could do, I thought, what if I just did workouts on stream? So it would be get on, say hi to everybody, do my workout at 8 a.m. With others who were going to be doing it. I'd stream myself. I wouldn't stream the workout of other people. It would just be myself. And then when we get done, we'd go to Bible. So I want your input. Would that make sense? Or would that, it's only 90 days. I don't know what we'd do at the end of it. Probably go back to what we had been doing. So. Oh, Mad Mama, that's right. You had said that ReachCon was the same time as your mission conference. You were mistaken because Hopeful Disasters has a HopeCon that weekend, and you got the two mixed up. Oh, yeah. I would love to go to HopeCon as well, but I have friends over in Hopeful Disasters, so that would be great to go hang out with HopeCon. I don't know that is going to happen. So, Papstio workout stream, yeah. So, I believe the schedule is to start out with the 20 minutes to begin with, and then you increase it as you go through the schedule. I can't remember, was it like after 90 days or after a week you increase the length of time? Can't remember. Lurk, chat, and listen at work. Good morning. Hey, Subdue, welcome in. By the way, did you get a bunch of snow? I saw a swath went through your region of the country, but I don't know when that happens, how close it comes to you. Because, like, I've been under winter weather advisory for, like, 3 days and got, like, 4 inches of snow. And to me, it's like, why did you bother with an advisory? You know, a bunch and ice. Oh, you did get ice. Ice is awful. Ice is just miserable. So, all right. So there's a little bit about that. And let's go over here. Oh, we're doing Proverbs 26 today. Someone had recommended Proverbs 26, and someone recommended Psalm 42. So we've got those on the way. So anyway, if you go over to the Discord, I put a post in there and just asked you to put A or B, vote for the one that you want. I could do a poll in the chat, but I figure I'm not going to keep track, and I don't want multiple votes. But I don't want it someone that's like, oh, I only ever get to come in for the first half hour of your stream doing the Bible, and now you're going to do workouts, and I'm going to miss that. I want to be considerate of that. But also, I don't know if you want to watch me work out. I don't know how fun that's going to be. I mean, it'll just be pretty much this cam, and I'll have to figure out angles and all of that to, I'll zoom out, and then do workouts, and then finish and start streaming. I'll probably change shirts, and then we'll be ready to roll. That'd be kind of the plan. And then we'll just come and do this a little bit late. Or what I can do is some days I could work out at 10 o'clock and just stream and then work out. So, I mean, I've got options. Oh, need to change what we're looking at. We're looking at... We're looking at Proverbs. Are the workouts with no cap? Why would they be with no cap? Why you think I don't work out? You don't think I work out with a cap? I ride my bike. I can't wear a flat cap. I have seen a flat cap helmet, which is pretty cool, but no, I got hats for workout. I got workout hats. Come on. They're all those little breathable mesh hats. Those are workout. They're summer hats. They're fine. Will be no problem to have a hat while I work out. Also, it'd be hilariously fun, I think. So, is it 26? Is that where we're at? Let me double check. Yes, Proverbs 26. I don't know who had suggested this. Oh, I need to switch coloration. I need to spend time. I've been spending a lot of time working on things. That was not one of them that I got done, is finding a coloration that is in the dark mode area and yet does give me all of the lines. One of the problems I find with the dark mode is when you use just subtle coloration and there's not a boundary, they don't show up in dark mode. Everything is the same color. So, okay. All right. Oops. Why did it jump versus? That was weird. Oh, jump to 25. There we go. Proverbs 25. Now, maybe you've heard this. I heard this growing up, that Proverbs are promises. Has a bad way to look at Proverbs. Proverbs are wisdom. They are sayings that generally hold true to life. So by applying this wisdom to your life, the The majority of the time, the outcome of the proverb is going to be true, but it is not a promise. And one of those that people get told that they are promises, and then they struggle, is the train up a child in the way they will go, and when they are old, they will not depart from it. And then they're like, well, my child has strayed from the faith, and this proverb is promised. And now I lose my faith because the proverb isn't true. Well, the proverb is true, from the sense that that is a statement of general truth. It does not apply in all cases and at all times. It also is, you're applying it to every single thing that you are training a person in. Okay? I, in an unrelated manner, was trained that the closest cupboard to the sink is where glasses go. Every house I have ever lived in, the cupboard closest to the sink is where you will find my glasses. My wife grew up in a household, a good Dutch household, and where do you find the garbage can? Why, the garbage can is underneath the sink. So we've both been trained in those ways. We haven't departed from them because we find them very useful. We find them very handy. We find them very helpful. Okay, so training up isn't just about somebody's way of life. Obviously, you can train someone to do good things and they decide to be selfish. Didn't mean you failed. Good analogy? Yeah. Isn't that where they go? Papstio, yes. 100% yes. Well, one of the other things too, since I do most of the cooking and I always have in our marriage, I am the one that is the determinate person of where dishes are put, what cupboards they go in. And it's based on, okay, the sink requires the glass. It goes closest to the sink. The kitchen or the stove requires the pans. They go closest to the stove. Like it's this whole, and then where do spices go? Where do it's all based on usage of the closest counter or the appliance, all those things. Galaxy, thank you for the lurk, friend. You've always kept yours there too. Yeah, but I've gone to other houses, and the first thing I do is I open up that cupboard and go, where are your glasses? Like, they're not in the proper place. So, anyway, let's get into Proverbs today. Like snow in summer or rain in harvest, so honor is not fitting for a fool. Ooh, hoo-hoo. Ooh, oh, that's good. Okay, what is the word honor here? What's our footnote? The section of the book of Proverbs contains proverbs attributed to Solomon, but copied by Hezekiah sage. Some scholars conclude that this has no historical value other than to report the latter disposition, that people thought they came from Solomon's time. But if, if they were the only consideration, then that in itself would have been considered as a piece of historical information. But if the reference is an earlier note in the collection, then it becomes more valuable for consideration. The proverb in these lines differ from the earlier ones in that these are multiple line sayings using more similes. Chapter 28 to 29 are similar to 10 to 16, but chapters 25 to 27 differ in having few references to God. Oh, interesting. So 25 to 27 have few references to God. Okay. But anyway, I thought they were going to have a thing telling me about honor, and it did not. Fitting for a fool. The first 12 verses of this chapter are sometimes called the Book of Fools because they deal with actions of fools. Oh, so whoever shared this probably knew it was called the Book of Fools. Okay. So honoring someone is elevating them in some way, giving them prestige. Platforming them would be another way to say that now, perhaps. So, what good is snow in summer? It's of no value. Snow in the summer is of no value. It's inconvenient, a nuisance, a pain in your keister. And rain and harvest, also the same. Because you're trying to harvest your crops. And the rain could cause damage to your crops because your crops should be dry when you're harvesting them. You may have to delay in harvesting. You may get mold on your harvest as you. So there's all kinds of problems. So is giving honor to a fool. Like, it ain't gonna turn out good. No, sir. Like a fluttering bird or like a flying swallow. So a curse without cause does not come to rest. Ooh, that's an interesting. A curse without cause. The proverb is saying that a curse that is uttered will be powerless if the curse is undeserved. It was common believed in the ancient world that blessings and cursings have power in themselves, that once spoken, they were effectual. That means they would take effect. But Scripture makes it clear that the power of a blessing or a curse depends on the power behind it. A curse would only take effect if the one who declared it had the authority to do so, and he would only do that if the curse was deserved. Careless curse. Described as an undeserved curse. The Hebrew word translated causeless, I was saying careless, causeless, is the adverb chana, which means without cause, gratuitous. Oh, and it does not come to rest. Has the negative of the verb to enter, to come, will not come. Okay. That's kind of cool. Like a fluttering bird. A bird is flying around. A flying swallow. It's just going, okay? If you've ever seen swallows and they're flying in the swarm and they're swooping and they're moving, like, where are they going to go? When are they going to land? That's what a curse is when it has no cause. So, sorry. I don't know why this is. It's probably because of my kids, but when I hear curses, my brain goes, "Curse you, Perry the platypus!" I could almost do a Doofenshmirtz. My son could do a really good Doofenshmirtz. He won his Doofenshmirtz for Halloween one year, which is really fun. Curse you, Larry the Lagomorph! If you know the show, I'm throwing another one in there for you. Just bonus. So, don't curse people for no cause. Do you have the authority to curse people? Fools are going to curse you when they have no authority, when they have no power to be able to do so. And I'm trying to remember who said, "Curses, foiled again," but I can't remember who that is. Yeah, it might have been Snidely Whiplash, but I don't remember. That's a little bit too old to remember. Okay. So one of the things with Proverbs is often a single verse is the total of the teaching, or a couplet, which would be two verses, are the thrust of the teaching, or you'll have parallelisms like this and this, and then like this and this, and you're putting them together. Now here we had honor, we had curses. Those are totally different, but you can see how honoring someone is a beneficial thing that would be good, but if you do it to a fool, it's not. And cursing someone who might be a fool, but they don't deserve it, oh wait, you're the fool for cursing someone who doesn't deserve it. Okay. A whip for a horse and a bridle for a donkey and a rod for the backs of fools. Okay, so, what's the footnote say? A fool must be disciplined by force like an animal. There is no reasoning. The fool is as difficult to manage as a donkey or a horse. Well, I don't think usually of horses as difficult to handle. But donkeys have the reputation of being stubborn. King Diamond, welcome in, Pastor. And good morning, family in Christ. Thank you, friend. Do not answer a fool according to his folly, lest you yourself also be like him. Okay, there is a counter. Yes, so I'm going to read this through the next one here as well. This is one that is like a couplet. Answer a fool according to his folly, lest he be wise in his own opinion. Wait a minute, which one is true? Wait a minute, which one is true? Do not answer a fool according to his folly, lest you yourself also be like him. Answer a fool according to his folly, lest he be wise in his own opinion. Okay, so in dealing with fools, you need to have wisdom. You need to have wisdom in knowing, is this a circumstance that I'm going to be dragged down to his level? I'm going to be dragged down to his level if I reply. Or is this one that the fool is going to think that they're wise? So I need to respond to the fool. Do I? This is why context matters. This is why context matters, because these are back to back. It's not like they're hidden somewhere else. Like, oh, one is in Proverbs 5. The other is in Proverbs 25. They're 20 chapters apart, and I missed that they were giving advice contrary. Or, you could say the Bible is contradicting itself. This would be a contradiction, would it not? Because the advice is do not answer. Then the advice is answer. But the circumstance is the point. Okay, let me see. What the footnote said. One should not answer a fool's foolish questions in line with the fool's mode of reasoning. Yep, that makes sense. The person who descends to the level of a fool to argue with him only looks like a fool as well. Yeah. So, if I stoop down to your level, well, here'd be a way of, I would say, answering a fool like a fool. If a fool is shouting and yelling, I am not going to respond with shouting and yelling. I just don't like to yell, period. Like, there needs to be some danger or urgency for me to decide to yell. I do not like to yell. I didn't yell at my kids either. Like they're out in the yard, you want them to come home. I didn't yell out the window or out the door or it's time to come home. No, don't yell. You go over to where they are. No, I just, call them on the phone when they had those. The person who descends to the level of a fool to argue with him only looks like a fool as well. Yep. 8. The editors suggest that the preposition should be bait, which looks similar to kaf, but has a different meaning. The results would be, says, do not answer a fool in conformity with his folly, while in verse 5 might read, answer a fool in opposition to his folly. In a particular sense, this would mean that verse 4 speaks not answering a fool at the level of his folly, perhaps thereby giving it validity, while verse 5 speaks of responding to a fool in opposition to his folly, yet a similar meaning may be arrived at by maintaining the kaf. Yeah, I arrived there with the kaf as it is. In each verse, but reading different nuances based on the second half of each verse. And that's how I'm doing it. I'm reading it based on the second half of the verse. The apparent contradiction, apparent, but not actual, with the last verse has troubled commentators for some time. One approach is to assume that different proverbs apply to different settings. That's how I would do it. The rabbis resolved it by saying that verse 4 referred to secular things, but verse 5 referred to sacred religious controversies. I don't see that. Another view is to ignore the fool is negligible issues, but to deal with the fool in significant matters. Yeah, maybe, but no. Another approach is that the two proverbs present principles that must be held in tension at the same time. There we go. That's where I'm going. The second half of the verse each verse advises by reference to the outcomes that are fitting or unsuited to making responses. Yeah, it is the knowledge of knowing when to do what towards the fool. When you're going to answer a fool, be careful how you do it, because you're going to end up looking like a fool. Okay? If a fool is spouting his mouth off, you can't win with a fool. Yes. You're spouting his mouth off and you're going to join the argument and reason with the fool, you're going to look like a fool. But if the fool is going to get puffed up and think that they are wise about something, pointing out their errors is going to keep them from, but it's also, I think, in the manner and the how that you do it. Anyway, I like pointing that one out because of the apparent contrast, the apparent discrepancy, and yet I think that they are both wisdom, and that's why they're intentionally together, because circumstance dictate the best course of action with a fool. Welcome in, Temple Snail. Like cutting off the feet or drinking violence. So is sending a message by the hand of a fool. Okay. This is weird. Cutting off the feet or drinking violence. Sending a messenger on a mission is like having another pair of feet. But if the messenger is a fool, this proverb says, no, not only does the sender not have the extra pair of feet, he cuts off the pair he has. It would not be simply that the message did not get through. It would get through incorrectly and be a setback. The other simile uses violence as a term for violent social wrongs or injustice. The metaphorical idea of drinking violence means suffering violence in it is one's proportion. So sending a fool on a mission will have injurious consequences. The participle could be taken as the subject of the sentence, the one who sends, cuts off, and drinks. Okay. And the consequence is given in the first line, the cause in the second. It would be better not to send a messenger at all than to use a fool as a messenger. Okay. That's an interesting one. So, yeah, like cutting off your feet, like that's an injury. Or drinking violence, that's an injury. So is sending a message by the hand of a fool. Wade Mock, trusting a fool to convey a message is like cutting off one's feet and drinking poison. Okay, so they flipped it to put it in a word order that seems more in line with the way that we usually use English. But I think that they're doing it the other way around. Just like at times Yoda's wisdom seems so wise. Wise are the sayings of Yoda, are they not? Just because of word order and the shock value, and that was probably a bad Yoda today. Wrong I did. More gruff. Yes. Yeah, but so yeah, I like that translation too. Trusting a fool to convey a message is like cutting off one's feet or drinking poison. Here they have drinking violence, so it's more of the social aspects of harm that are going to come. So if my message that I'm conveying is going to cause strife between me and the recipient of the message because the message was delivered improperly, now we have a problem in a relationship. Yes, poor Gilligan from Gilligan's Island. They considered him a fool. He often was quite a bit of a fool, though. The problem is when he wasn't, they still treated him like one. Okay, like legs dangle uselessly for the lame, so a proverb dangles in the mouth of fools. Yeah, he also always messed things up. Yeah. Okay. So legs that dangle uselessly for the lame. Like, they are there, but they cannot help the person move. So a proverb in the mouth of a fool. Yeah. It could be used, but the fool don't know how to use it. The fool doesn't know how to yep. That one seems pretty spot on. Like tying a stone in a sling, so is giving honor to a fool. So we already had giving honor to a fool up above. Now we have it again. So before it was like snow in the wintertime. Ain't of no use. Like tying a stone in a sling. Okay, you're not going to tie the stone in the sling. Seems to make the most sense, even though the word for sling occurs only here. The point is that only someone who does not know how a sling works would do such a stupid thing. Yeah. Like, you're going to tie the stone in there, then your sling will not work. King David. So God actually plucked out Israel, out Jerusalem or something. I mean, most of the Jews leave Jerusalem because of the Roman Empire. When they failed the Jewish-Roman Revolution rebel, the Romans destroyed the temple, all that. And now Israel still doesn't, like, occupy, owns Jerusalem. Yeah, there's a whole lot of historical context all the way between then and now. The other thing is, they didn't own it when Rome was there. Well, they went into exile, and they returned from exile, but the exile was always with someone else that had authority over them. So King Darius has authority over them. I think it's Xerxes, Artaxerxes has authority over them. The Greeks come in and conquer. The Greeks have authority over. The Romans come and conquer, have authority over. There is the period of the Maccabees where they do have some self-autonomy, and then they are back under Roman rule. And then until 1964, they didn't have any power authority in the land at all. They do have power and authority, but not over every location. So, how you interpret that and why you think that is and what needs to happen are all things that we debate about with other Christians. And frankly, God is going to do, and God is going to take care of things the way he's going to. So I'm going to treat them like I treat everyone else, with love and respect. So anyway, King David, welcome in. Trump says Israel still kind of doesn't completely own Jerusalem. Well, Trump says a lot of things, and I'm not in favor and I'm not against Trump. But if you listen long enough, Trump will say the opposite of what he said too. Very often. He will say, like he has said in the past that Russia should have never started the war, and then just recently he said Ukraine shouldn't have started the war. So what do I believe that he says? I don't know what he believes. Even if he tells me, I don't know what he believes. So, but he certainly is stirring up a lot of people. The sons of Ephraim were Shulathah and Bered his son, Talal. His sons, okay. Eladah his son, and Ahatha his son. I think you might have picked the wrong verse there for what you were looking for. That's just the genealogy there. Okay. So you don't tie a stone and a sling, it won't work. Oh, it's 2 Chronicles. That makes more sense. Then I will uproot you from my land, which I have given you, and this house, which I have set apart as holy for my name. I will cast you out of my presence, and I will make you a proverb and a byword among all peoples. Yeah, so that certainly happened when they went into exile. The question that we debate is whether or not when they returned from exile, if that was undone or not undone. And now that Christ has come into the world and Christ is preached everywhere, I don't think that there is a need for Jerusalem to be under the control of the Jews or of Israel, because we have Christ. So they are no longer the city, the nation that the world is going to look to as the light. The light has been dispersed throughout the whole world. So, but will God restore it? He can. And is he restoring it spiritually, or is he restoring it physically? Depends on how you read the things in Revelation and other places. So, all right. Jumping back to Proverbs. Like a thorn has gone up into the hand of a drunkard, so a proverb has gone into the mouth of a fool. So, Yeah, a drunkard can easily get a thorn in their hand. It doesn't mean it's a good thing. And a proverb in the mouth of a fool, yep, fools will get a hold of proverbs and spout them off, and they don't know how to use them. They use them in a non-valuable way, and it only harms themselves. Like an archer. I read anchor. An archer who wounds at random. So is the one who hires a fool or hires any passerby. Okay. An archer is one who wounds anyone, and the employer of a fool, the employer of those just passing by. This translation understands the participles substantively rather than verbally. In a battle, archers are not intentionally taking aim to hit an individual's bullseye. They shoot as a group in high air and approaching enemy, who then find themselves in a hail of dangerous arrows. The individual archer is indiscriminate. When someone hires someone is passing by indiscriminately, that employer is more likely to end up with someone who's incompetent or foolish. The word is in line with having several possible meanings, making it difficult and often considered textually defective. The line, Rav Mecholel Kol, the first Rav meaning archer, master, or much. The verb mechol can mean to wound or to bring forth. The possibilities are master performs or produces all, and master injures all, and archer wounds all, or much produces all. Oh, that's a hard one. The lines probably should be stating something negative, so the idea of the archer injuring or wounding people at random is preferred. Okay, that was interesting. But an archer who wounds at random, so they don't know, they're not aiming at someone, not the way that we think of today with Legolas going ping, 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 ping. It's just the launching the volley of arrows, and you may or may not hit someone because you're not aiming. So when you just, hey, you can do this job, yeah, maybe not so much. Okay. Loved and treasured. Welcome in. Thankful for loving God's put in your life. That is awesome. Challenged by living on my born sex and just wanting to disappear. Oh, living as. Okay, that makes more sense. I know several people that struggle with that. I don't have any specific concrete answers for you. All I'm going to do is I'm going to love you wherever you are in that journey, in that walk, and I don't want you to feel diminished, that you are less than anyone else because that's how you feel. So I may not understand that, but there's lots of things I don't understand. So I'm glad you're here, loved and treasured, and I love your name, because I do want you to know you are loved and treasured by God, and everyone here is loved and treasured by me. So thanks for coming and hanging out. And thank you for sharing that. Like a dog that returns to its vomit, so a fool repeats his folly. I think there's another verse or two that has to do with dogs and vomit. And as a kid, like, my mom would say this all the time. Like, you'd complain about something, you know, your brother or sister did something, or, ooh, some who did that? You know, whatever that might be that you're referring to. Who did that? My mom would always say, dog smells his own barf first. Like, that was the proverb that my mom said all the time. Dog smells his own barf first. Well, yeah, obviously, but are you saying I'm the one that did it? Is that what you're saying? But a dog returning to his vomit. I mean, I don't know if you've ever had a dog. Dogs do like to vomit and then go eat it or go smell it. And what was in there? Oh, let me try that again. It's just like a fool. A fool is going to make the same mistake over and over and over and over and over. They don't learn from their mistakes. They repeat the same mistakes. Not picking on anyone here in particular, but I'm just going to use an example that makes some sense. I think, was it Elizabeth Taylor was married like 7-8 times? Okay, so obviously repeating something is what's going on in that pattern of marrying and marrying and marrying again. There is some repeated pattern in her life, in those marriages, that's ongoing, and they keep repeating the folly of getting married and getting divorced. So and with other people, it just might be small things. King David, the Caesar's Messiah video makes no sense. Yeah, the Romans literally, the ones killed Jesus, and why start their own revolt thingy? The theory that Romans invented Jesus Christianity thingy. Oh, that comes around every so often, King David, and it's usually not in the life of Jesus that they invent Christianity. They put it at Constantine in the 3rd century, when Constantine takes away it being illegal to be a Christian in the empire, and he makes it legal to be a Christian in the empire. They attribute Constantine to inventing Christianity, and then there's different ways. Either there was a true Christianity that was hidden and lost, or there's been a secret one that's ongoing, and this other one is not it. And there's lots of evidence of things going on beforehand, and yeah, it doesn't make sense. You're right. That the seeds, I don't know which one you're talking about, but I've seen plenty of those. Okay. You have seen a wise man in his own opinion. There is more hope for a fool than him. As well as Jews inventing Jesus. I don't see that one very often, but yeah. So this one's interesting. We've been talking about fools, and now a wise man in his own opinion. So I think that, in his own eyes. Yeah. So a person who is wise, who knows they're wise, and a wise person who is totally, well, let me put it a different way. I've seen this, or I've heard stories of this from medical doctors who will not listen to the nurse, because the medical doctor believes they have more wisdom and knowledge than the nurse. And the nurse is listening to the patient and saying, no, I think it's this. But the medical doctor is listening to their training and their knowledge and all of that. Recently, a guy I know who was a nurse was telling me about a story where he had this very, very problem with an arrogant doctor who thought he was all that, ordering him to take a patient to get a CT scan. And he said, no, we need to go into surgery. I listened to his lungs. He is bleeding in his lungs. He's bleeding internally. If we go take him to a CT scan, he'll die. And the doctor was arguing with him, and he's like, I'm doing it. And he took him to go to get surgery. And oh yeah, lo and behold, he was bleeding in his lungs. So I'm not saying that happens every time, but I'm just talking about the illustration of the person who is wise with wisdom and knowledge has a high opinion of themselves. And it's not easy to reason with a person with a high opinion of themselves when they know they're wise. So you'll run into this with pastors too, who believe they know the Bible from beginning to end, and there is no questionable things. I know the answer to every question you can ask about the Bible, for I am the Bible answer man, and I know all wisdom, and I know exactly what the original intent was because I've read it. and I know it, and you can ask me, and do not question me. I mean, it's there too, with any topic, any subject. King, it's actually kind of smart of God that he sent Jesus came in the time of Israel under Roman government rules when Roman Empire conquered Jerusalem or something. Yeah, if we look at it where it says at just the right time God sent his son, well, we can look at part of what that just the right time was. Roman roads were part of that just the right time because Paul utilizes them to carry the gospel all throughout the empire. The dispersion of Jewish people that would have come to Jerusalem and then went back throughout the empire would have seen Jesus and talked about Messiah. And so when Paul goes out to Jewish communities, they already have some knowledge and understanding of who Jesus is, and he brings the message of fully understanding who he is to remote places. We've got sea navigation. We've got all kinds of reasons why, under the Roman Empire. And it was also a period of relative peace. If you were within the empire, it was relatively peaceful for several hundred years. And the empire was expanding, so you could continue to spread the word. So, yeah, there's lots of in the just the right time. Oh, it looks like we're going to switch from the fool to the sluggard, but a sluggard could also be considered a fool. The sluggard has said, "There is a lion in the road. There is a lion in the street." Okay, and the Book of Fools covered verses 1 through 12. This marks the beginning of what is called the Book of Sluggards. Okay? The verb can mean to say or to think. Ooh, I like to think a little bit. The proverb used the Hebrew perfect form of the verb to past tense, giving the reason the sluggard is still in the house rather than out at work. It's an example of the sort of excuses he has made. So it's as said to himself. Ah, that makes more sense. In the broad plaza, in the square, the proverb makes the same point as 22:13, namely the sluggard uses absurd excuses to get out of work. Okay, and I wasn't getting that from has said. Has said. So they put it in past tense. I think has said to himself would be a better thing. Like, these are the excuses he makes for not going to work. And he has guts. Good morning, friend. Okay. That's helped me understand that one. I don't think I fully grasped that one before. Okay. Like a door that turns on its hinges, so a sluggard on his bed. The sluggard is too lazy to get out of bed. Yeah, although he'd probably rationalize it by saying that he is not the best in the morning. The humor of the verse is based on the analogy of a door. The door moves back and forth, but it doesn't do any work. It's not going anywhere. And so is the sluggard who is hinged to his bed. How are you on this blessed day, Past? I'm doing good. I took a little more sleep this morning. I slept in, rolled about in bed, just laid there enjoying that. And now I'm up, and I got lots of stuff I want to get done today. And starting it off in some Proverbs, so it's good. I'm watching. Welcome in. If I didn't say hi to you if you weren't here earlier, welcome in. Good to see you, friend. The sluggard has plunged his hand in the dish. He is too lazy to bring it to his mouth. Okay, so like I reach in to get food, but oh man, I can't lift it to my I can't bring it in my mouth. I can't. Okay, we're just gonna be picking on the sluggard here, the lazy individual. The sluggard is wise in his own opinion than 7 people who respond with good sense. So, the arrogant person, the boastful person, the person who is truly wise is arrogant and won't listen to opinions and advice. And the lazy person won't listen to advice. And the fool won't listen to advice. We've got 3 people now identified that don't listen to advice. The wise person was only mentioned once. Intellectual, I think maybe it should say the intellectual will not listen to advice. Here, 7 people. So it doesn't matter the totality of good advice. Sluggard ain't going to listen. Excuse me. Andy has guts. On your path to affiliate. Going to start streaming more soon. So every follow helps. You appreciate it so much. Andy, do you know about Blessing Boat? Do you know about Blessing Boat? You can apply to be in Blessing Boat. It's the second Saturday of each month. And yeah, the whole point is to help people make it to affiliate. So I was already on my way to affiliate when I did Blessing Boat. But once I did Blessing Boat, within a month, I was affiliate. So also, with my fish pond cam, also Blessing Boat helped make it affiliate. So, yeah, absolutely jump in and do that. Yes, and if there was something I could do to help with your stream and fix that, I would love to do that. But I don't know what I can do. Let me switch over here. I've got an ad break coming in. I'm just trying to see. It's not giving to me. I can delay it there, but will it give it to me here? I see it not. Okay. All right, we got to add in 20 seconds. I think we can maybe do one more. Like one who grabs a wild dog by the ear. So as a person passing by who becomes furious over a quarrel not his own. Ooh. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, so like you're just going to go a wild dog and grab it by the ears. You're going to get bit. You're going to get bit. So, all right. It's not bad. I just think it's too secular. Blessing Boat too secular? Okay. It's family friendly focus, but it's just not exclusively Christian. So. Oh, your content. Oh! As long as your content is family friendly, Andy, it is not a problem for Blessing Boat. All right, let me give you some fish here.
Streamers, content
And the
creators,
promo for
gamers,
ReachCon.
and cosplayers. Last year, ReachConf was an absolute blast. An in-real-life celebration where creators connected, impactful speakers inspired, gaming tourneys, on-stage shenanigans, and fantastic music kept the energy high. It was more than an event. It was a community coming together. Get ready for ReachConf 2025, happening November 6 to 8. All the best parts of gaming and creative culture will be there, live and in person. Last year, we hit capacity, and even with increased numbers this year, tickets are sure to sell fast. Don't miss your chance to be part of the ultimate IRL experience. Grab your tickets now and join the movement.
With his cam he shows it all. Little fish both big and small. Life in ponds so serene. Nature's beauty on a screen. See the ripples, watch the flow. Hear the music, gentle glow. Flat caps charm and calming tone makes the fish feel right at home. Watch the fish, they swim along to the rhythm of his song. Flat cat pasture shows the way. Stream it live, come what may.
Not sure if we're back from the ad break yet or not, if you were on the ad break. Sometimes it doesn't give me a good job of finding or seeing that. Let me just look a minute over here. No. Okay, I don't have that up today. Okay, we back? Okay. You don't aim to be offensive. Sorry, let me go back here. You don't aim to be offensive. I aim to be free and give my chatters the same grace without judgment for the way they speak. Thus, you're not family friendly, unfortunately. Okay. Well, if you were able to be family friendly while you were on, have a conversation with Warrior of Light and talk with him. Because some people, you don't always do what you regularly do on stream when you're on Blessing Boat. You sometimes do other things. And, some games, people's opinion of what family friendly is differs. Okay? Some people think anything that is first-person shooter is not family friendly. Other people don't have a problem with first-person shooter as family friendly, so long as the way that you play it is family friendly. So yeah, people's opinions differ. Talk with Warrior of Light. The other thing, Andy, you could just attend Blessing Boat and follow a bunch of the new streamers, and you'll get people that way as well. King, you're making a habit of not even going back here on Twitch again because it's waking you up all night. So every time I come here, you have a relapse thingy. Can you turn off the notifications? Yeah, as well as video games and all that. Yeah, you could turn off notifications or put your, like some phones have like night mode setting or sleep setting or do not disturb setting. So you might be able to do that with it. You're a one-trick pony right now. You only play Magic the Gathering Arena. That's all your setup allows. Oh, okay. I've never played Magic the Gathering. I know people that play it, but I've never played it. So, okay. We paused on this one. I read it and then we went to break. It's very fun for you. Well, I assume so if that's what you play all the time. Like one who grabs a wild dog by the ear, so is a person passing by who becomes furious over a quarrel not his own. So don't go meddling in the affairs of other people. But here's the thing. This says a quarrel, an argument, but what if someone if there is an injustice level in this, okay? But the problem is becomes furious, okay? It is my response and reaction. I get angry, and if I jump in to this situation, I am not going to have control of it. That's the point. That's the point. So I had mentioned about when I was on vacation, I saw a father who I thought was very poorly treating his child. And it would have been, I didn't think about this time. I mean, I did think it would have gone badly. I would not have aided the child, even though that would have been my intent. It would not have turned out that way. It may have actually turned out worse. But I hadn't thought about this. Yeah. That was a wild dog that if I would have walked into that conversation, it would have not gone well. So I did not. But yeah, having wisdom to know, do I have standing to aid in this conversation, or am I going to contribute to this escalation? And I felt like I was going to contribute to escalation of the situation. I was not going to help. I felt like the father might turn on the kid and say, see what you've done? You've now drawn attention. Other people are intervening in our, I felt like that was the outcome that would have happened had I stepped up in a situation my gut hurt for the kid. Dropping F-bombs on a kid that's like, 6, 7, 8 years old, I ain't down with that. But I figured that ain't the first time the kid's heard it. That won't be the last time. My intervening wasn't going to change that person's opinion. They were going to keep doing it, but my gut still hurt. Okay. I don't think we could do one more, but I'm seeing how many are left. We didn't get through a lot of these because but I got a meeting. So we'll go 1 through 17. No, we'll do one more. Like a madman who shoots firebrands and deadly arrows, so is the person who has deceived his neighbor and said, was I not only joking? Yeah. So when you get caught, don't just say, I was only joking. Psych. JK. You know. Yeah, not cool. Not cool, man. Okay, so through 19 is where we got. Wrong way. 1 through 19. So we'll pick up there next week. Cut. Paste. And then we'll put that in there. All right. We do need to raid out. Hard stop at 9 o'clock because I have a meeting. So, who are we going to raid today? We go over to Cam while I figure this out. I don't know if that's going to give you the promo. No, it's not. Good. We could go there. Oh, we haven't gone over there in a while. Yeah, that seems good. That seems good. We'll go over to Hannah. Oh, wait, it says commercial break. Let me just check if she's on a commercial break. Yep, she's on commercial break, so we won't go there. We'll go over to Crazy Cries. Crazy Cries was in here yesterday. Long friend of the stream. Haven't seen him around in a while. You know what? Let me just update this for make sure. Let me just update and make sure. Hug everyone with a cookie. One Reason is on. Okay, I don't see Crazy Cries now. I don't think we've rated One Reason in a while. There we go. We're going over to One Reason. We're going to get some music on. All right. Let me send you off with a blessing. May God's seeking comfort find you. May his loving arms bind you. May his might protect you. May his wisdom direct you. May the joyous love of Jesus Christ be with you and all those you know, both now and forevermore. Amen. Thank you for all being here, for hanging out. Love you all. Thank you very much. Let's go. Let's bless other people wherever we go today. Be a blessing.
Flat cap on his head, he's streaming live. Reading from the book, the word's so alive. A prayer in his heart that lifts the soul. In the digital world where spirits roll.